Yes, I understand. No worries. We're going to work on fixing this issue from our end.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for being a Platinum Dasher, and thank you so much for contacting VIP Dasher support. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That bug's been a problem since I started DoorDashing 4 months ago.
The Silver Dasher.
Morning. It's Friday. I'm in my car. I'm getting ready to do a breakfast dash. I've already started the app. In fact, the app said there's a $1 bonus per offer until 7:30, which is another 45 minutes. So hopefully I can order within that time to earn an extra dollar. So yeah, I'm not in short sleeve today because it says the high is going to be in the mid 70s. So I said, okay, I'm not. If it gets too cold, I do have my jacket. So anyhow, let's see if I can pick something on the way to base. I think my base is going to be Jack's this morning. So it's not foggy today. I just got a little haze, but very few clouds in the sky. The sun is up already, and hopefully I get an order here real soon. So see you in a little bit. Well, I parked at Jack's for about 5 minutes and got my first order. It's to Starbucks. It is a little bit underwater, but it's over $7 for about 8 miles. But like I said, you know, these breakfasts, you know, I'm only doing it for 2 hours, and it's hard to get opportunities, you know, because there's so few in between. But you know, if I can get four offers in breakfast, I've done really good. So I do the best I can. I know people do, no, don't do that. Yeah, I understand. I know y'all mean well, but I'm just saying. I'm getting to know my market a little bit better, and sometimes, you know, beggars can't be choosers, but it's only slightly underwater. You know, it's somewhat high paying, but you know, if there have been a few that, you know, I'm going out to Lincoln. There have been a few that were very similar, but the mileage was way higher, and I refuse those. But this is almost. So, and this may be one of my repeat customers, I think. The location means, looks like it is. So, anyway, on to Starbucks, and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Have a good day. Well, that was a pleasant surprise. I thought I was going to Lincoln. No, I was wrong. Came over here to the retirement home, just west of Pell City. And so I talked to the lady. I told her, nope, not sparking today. I'm DoorDashing today. And it's getting warm. Well, it's almost 60 degrees, and I said, I'm glad I'm in short sleeve. So yeah, that was a pleasant surprise. So it's just, you know, a couple exits on the interstate from Pell City. So now I'm heading back because it puts me slightly out of zone. So, but yeah, it's just going to be, I can tell it's going to be a very nice day. It's going to be a little warm. Just a few very high clouds here in the morning. But yeah, I couldn't normally park right by the front door, but there was another truck there in the way. So I parked right next to the employee parking spot. Then I noticed the fence that they have there was knocked down. And they put up a temporary fence, you know, because beyond that fence is the enclosure where their horses and donkeys roam around. I asked her, so what happened to your fence? Oh, somebody hit the gas instead of the brake. So, and it happened to be the employee of the month parking spot was right next to it. And I said, was it? It was not the employee of the month, was it? So no. So yeah, somebody just hit the gas and broke the fence. So anyway, so heading back to base. I think my base is going to be Jack's today, so that's where I'm heading. So hopefully I'll pick up an order real soon. So see you in a little bit. Well, just as I was getting ready to pull into Jack's, I got a small McDonald's order for like $4 for 2 miles. So on the McDonald's I go. So see you in a little bit. Well, just dropped off that McDonald's order. Wasn't very far. It was to the local daycare. I've been there many times now. I think this is my 3rd time there. So yeah, not too bad. 2 quick orders. It is just 7:30. I've been dashing about 45 minutes, and I've already got 2 orders in. Hope it continues. Starting to get warmer again. It's in the mid-60s now. So anyway, let's head back to Jack's as my base and see if we can get another order. So see you in a little bit. Well, I've been sitting at Jack's for about 15 minutes. Nothing, but I've got a very small Starbucks order, a little over $3 for about a mile. But you know, it's something to do. Hopefully, you know, break the cycle of not getting anything. And this is the 3rd order, so back to Starbucks I go, and then to the customer. See you in a little bit.
Let me get all these certifications.
Well, just delivered that Starbucks order to the local Dock Box, which also includes a vision center. So I went to the vision center, and just as I was getting ready to pull in, I got another order to pop up to add to it. But so I said, well, you know, I'm already here, so I went ahead and accepted it. So it continued to let me to continue to make the delivery, which I did. So now I'm on to Chick-fil-A. So that's the first time that's happened. Usually when I see something like that, it's more like I'm still in the store or restaurant waiting on the first order, or I'm on my way to the restaurant to pick up an order. This is the first time I've had a pop-up to add to my route while in the middle of delivery. That's the first time that's happened. So I'm trying to get to Chick-fil-A. According to time, I'm not behind, but I'm not early either.
Head east on Jean Pruitt Drive toward Martin Street North.
Oh, maybe I am a little early. It says I got green 5 minutes. So anyway, on to Chick-fil-A and then the customer. We'll see in a little bit. Well, just dropped off that Chick-fil-A order. It was handed to the customer, PIN number, and young mother with little ones and a mobile home. That's very common out here. When I first started DoorDashing, that was like 20%, 30% of my clientele. Like I said, you treat everybody the same with dignity, because you don't know what their circumstances are, and so I don't judge, because like you say, you don't know what their circumstances are. Now, do I have empathy for them? Yeah, because I wish for them to have better circumstances. But I have found in the time I've been DoorDashing, some of the best people and the nicest people live in the worst places that you didn't think a normal person would live in. Again, you don't know what a person's circumstances are. You just pray and hope that their circumstances improve. And it's tough, especially being a young mother with children. Most likely her spouse is the one is out working, but you do what you have to do. So you just have to pray and hope that their livelihood improves. So anyway, I've got about 35 more minutes in the dash, so I'm gonna kind of make my way through my lunch dash area real quick on my way back to Jack's. Let's see, maybe by chance I can pick up an order over here. So I'm hoping to get one more order before the dash is over. So, but other than that, the morning breakfast dash has not been too bad. Quite a few, but a couple of them were kind of low. But my breakfast dashes, they only last 2 hours because just to kind of get warmed up, and then I take a break and eat lunch. Then I do a 4-hour lunch dash. And I take the rest of it. Then I take the afternoon off because I'm old, and things like this wear me out. So actually, I'm actually driving by the Walmart. That's where I'm going, and then head that way, and then back to Jack's. So let's see if we can pick up an order. See you in a little bit. Well, just as I was passing by the Walmart, I picked up a Cracker Barrel order. Now, this will be my last dash for the morning because it's going to take me a few miles out. It's not underwater, but by the time I get out there and come back, the dash is over, and I'm going to take a break. So, on the Cracker Barrel I go, and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered that Cracker Barrel order. Boy, they took forever to get it ready. Because there was another DoorDasher there waiting for his order. So yeah, actually drove up to a neighborhood I've never been before. Where I usually turn right to continue on. This is a straight on. But it was a PIN number required, handed to the customer, and he had just gotten back from the vet. The poor dog. He was not feeling well. But it was a friendly dog, but old friendly dog. But they had a black kitty cat. So I got a video of her. So yeah, she he or she, but you know, all cats are female until I know otherwise. But she looked exactly like my little black cat I used to have. But my little black cat was a little more smaller. She was a runt. Her mother abandoned her, and my wife picked her up at at a school parking lot. Her name was Abby. I always called her Abby Wabby. But yeah. So anyway, I got 8 minutes left in the dash. So I'm heading back towards base. So actually, you know, if I pick something up, you know, depends on how far and all, so I'll take it. But so yeah, this is been not too bad. Tell you what though, it was bright and sunny when I first started, and in 2 hours is now doom and gloom. I mean, I'll show in the video, but I mean, it's like the overcast, and it's still warm. It's still, according to the car, it's 64 degrees. And next Thursday is Thanksgiving. You know, after today, my wife's off for a week. That gives me a chance to take my truck in to be looked at. I got a little minor electrical problem with it. I think it's a data cable issue. Truck runs fine and going down the interstate, but just like every once in a while, the entire dash instrument cluster lights up like a Christmas tree, and all the starts flashing and all that, but it doesn't interfere with driving. But it's just annoying as hell, and it's totally random. So, but I did capture some codes, and it's all related to some kind of control. I got several codes, but they all say basically the same thing. So hopefully they can figure out what the issue is. So anyway, I'm actually continuing on down this road to hit the interstate, because it's a lot quicker to get on the interstate and take the next exit up and get off there and then head home or pick up an order. Because right now, going through downtown, all this red lights and all that, so like I said, it's easier just to go this way. So anyhow, so I either pick up an order in the next 6 minutes or I'm heading home. So see you in a little bit. Well, I'm back home. Did not pick up an order as I was coming in, which is fine. Gives me a chance to rest up a little bit and eat some lunch before I start my lunch dash. But this breakfast dash wasn't too bad. I actually made $34.90 with 5 deliveries. You know, I didn't reject any of them, for a total DoorDash time of 2 hours and 14 minutes. So yeah, you know, a couple of them were kind of low, but you know, they were all decent. So yeah, $34.90. Yeah, I'll take that, because especially since Wednesday I only made $22, and Tuesday I only made Wednesday I only made $22. Of course, yesterday I had a really good breakfast, and I made over $47. So yeah, hopefully that right now for the week I've got $267. But you know, I still got the lunch dash. Hopefully I'll get over 300. But you know, I think I resolved my Walmart Spark issue. I was able to transfer. I made about $165 there. So with this combination, hopefully, you know, I get 300 later this afternoon. I've, you know, reached my goal of, you know, over 400. That's what I try to do every week. So yeah. So time for a break and then lunch. So we'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back. It's now 11 o'clock. I'm going to start a lunch dash. So let's go ahead and start the app. Pick a time that I'm going to end. So it asks me, are you using an insulated bag? Yes, I am. And what's going to happen later on, probably my first dash is going to ask me to take a picture of it. So anyway, all right, app is started. Let's head to base. I think usually for lunch I use Cracker Barrel as my base. Yeah, it's really overcast now. It's like I said, it was bright and sunny this morning, and a little foggy. But today, cloud covers come in, which is fine because it's keeps the direct sun off you. Because during summer, the sun just beats the crap out of you. So anyway, so it's gotten a little warmer. Which is surprising because Thanksgiving is next week. It'll probably be Thanksgiving by the time you see this video. So anyhow, so off to base we go. So hopefully I get an order real soon. So see you in a little bit. Well, just before I got to base, I picked up a small Zaxby's order, and it's right even. It's $4.80 for exactly 4.8 miles. I mean, it's right even. But it's a it's an order to get started. So anyway, off to Zaxby's and then the customer. See you in a little bit. All right. Well, I just dropped off that Zaxby order to a repeat customer of mine. When I saw the specific details about the trailer with the high covered porch, I said, wait a minute, I've seen this, I've heard this and remember this before. I remember the first time I came here, there are several trailers there, and many of them have tall covered porches. But hers was the first one on the left. So yeah, so I had a little trouble. I had to call, and I think her son had to come out and point me in the right direction. So since then, when I see that, I say, wait a minute, I think that's it. Sure enough, when I get close, I say, yeah, there it is. So yeah, repeat customer. So anyway, nice little start, go visit a repeat customer. So now, heading back, it was only a few miles straight up the road from Zaxby's. So, and Zaxby's right next to Cracker Barrel. So now I'm going to head back to Cracker Barrel to my home base and see if I can pick up another order. So, till then, we'll see you in a little bit. Well, I made it back to base to Cracker Barrel and wait about 5 minutes, and then I got a Chick-fil-A order for $2, mile 75. I said, no, I can't. I declined that. So now I'm down to 83%. But I did accept a few minutes later the Chick-fil-A order for a little over $6 for a little over 6 miles. So, not quite, or just a little bit lower underwater. But I'm not taking $2 orders ever again. From what I understand from other YouTube videos and all that, $2 is the base pay. That means if it's $2, there's no tip involved. So anyway, off to Chick-fil-A we go, and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that Chick-fil-A order. delivered to a neighborhood I've been to before, but not this part of the neighborhood. This is a newer section. The houses are very nice. They're, some are bigger. Look like to me like they're 4 or 5 bedroom houses, and somewhat to be 2-story tall. But what's unique about this, just like that, they don't have mailboxes right here. We just passing their mailbox station. It's kind of like if you ever, it was for me when I was in an apartment complex. You know, the apartment complex had a mail station by the office, and they also got a pool like in our subdivision that we used to live in. So they don't have no. Well, I take it back. The newer section doesn't have mailboxes. The old section, the original section, does have mailboxes. But they built the mail station right there, and then there's no mailboxes at the houses. I don't know. To me personally, I like to have my own mailbox right there in front of the house, so I don't have to. Once I'm home, I just walk up to the mailbox, get my mail, and be done with it. Or in my case, I have a long driveway. I just, as I pull in, park, get out, get the mail, and then continue up the driveway. But our old house, we had a mailbox in front of the house. So, what about y'all? You know, what would you prefer? You know, if you have your own house, do you have a, like most houses, you have a mailbox in front, or do you live in a newer subdivision where the mailboxes are at their own station, or a combination two? And what do you prefer? Mail at the station or mailbox in front of the house? So I'm kind of curious what everybody thinks. So anyway, that delivery put me slightly out of zone, but I'm starting to get back in zone. But it puts me back at the southern end of the gauntlet. So we're going to run the gauntlet and see who wins. See in a little bit. Well, the gauntlet didn't win, but I picked up an unusual order. Unusual that it's a Papa John's order. It's $14 for 11 miles. The last 2 times I had a Papa John's and I refused it. They were $2 orders. And I said, means this, no tips. I'm not taking that. So it's gonna be interesting. So on to Papa John's we go, and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that Papa John's. I've been to this neighborhood before, but not at the very extreme end of the neighborhood. At the very extreme, it's a cul-de-sac where it's like 4 or 5 very nice houses right on the water, and they have their huge own boat docks. Yeah, every one of these houses has a waterfront property. The ones we're passing now are not as big, but the ones I just came from, huge. In fact, the house next to the house I delivered to had a water feature out in the front yard, and the house I delivered to had this huge, big staircase going up to the front of the house with 2 lions on either side, 2 lion statues. So pretty fancy houses out here. Yeah, I mean, and they're right on the water. I looked as I was walking, as I dropped off the pizza, I looked further into the backyard of that house, and they have a huge boat dock and a picnic area, so very nice. This is at the end of a very rough road. But it says it's the beginning of a subdivision, where you have the fancy stone wall with the subdivision name on it. So now we're on the rough road. You know, it's rough gravel asphalt. It's not smooth asphalt. It's rough gravel asphalt, and it's long. And what it is, this is a very long peninsula, and off to this side, as I'm leaving, there are some communities, and they call it Island 1, 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, this is, but where this road is kind of towards, it's kind of a swampy area, and this road is raised up. You'll see it in the video, and you notice on either side, kind of dips down and it's a little bit more swampy. There's some you know, some land up there. Looks like they're getting ready. In fact, we're getting ready to pass a guy. He's fishing. Oh, and I see a white crane out there. So yeah, this is, you can see some boat docks out there. So yeah, a lot of water out here. Yeah, Pell City is surrounded by, you know, a lot of water. There's a river and there's a lake. So there's a lot of waterfront properties out here. So anyhow, so now I gotta go straight back down this it's a single road that services all these little communities out here, all these waterfront communities, and it's the only road that goes in and out. There's no deviation unless you're living in a house and property on either side. It's a straight shot in, straight shot out. So, but yeah, also in this area is the area of the right also on the lakefront. If you remember the video where I had to call it short because I was sick, you know, one of the last deliveries I made was to a lady that was in a travel trailer that was kind of permanent. That's right. That area is out here too. And they have travel trailers and also tiny homes on the lakefront. So this whole area. This is one of the first exits to Lincoln. So not much out here. It's not much. So, and I also, right before I left Papa John's, I was kind of curious. I asked I guess he's the owner, franchise owner, or I've seen him. I've talked to him a couple times. I was kind of curious, how come they don't have a Papa John's driver coming out here? Come to find out, this is out of their zone. So now that makes a little bit more sense. So every time we get a Papa John's order, it's out of their zone, which really makes it super important not to ever take a $2 Papa John's, because that's out of their zone. And they're not passing the tip to you, because you know the $2 is just the base pay, and I will never ever take a $2 Papa John's. Well, I'm not going to ever take a $2 job ever again. So anyway, getting ready to hit back on the interstate, head back to base, and hopefully I'll pick up another order real soon. So see you in a little bit. Well, I had to go into Walmart and make a pit stop. And as I was coming out, picked up a Chick-fil-A order. So that's where I'm heading, back to Chick-fil-A and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I picked up that order from Chick-fil-A, and I had another Chick-fil-A employee come to me and telling me that he's watching my videos. And I was like, unfortunately, I don't want. I already had gotten my order. I was in a rush. I didn't, you know. I apologize ahead of time, you know, if I seem a little short. But you know, I was, you know, I'm glad that he's watching. Unfortunately, once I get my order, I'm kind of on the clock to get out. So So I apologize. Now, before I get to ordering, I gladly talk and stuff like that. But unfortunately for him, I had I had to cut it short. But also was at the same time I was talking to another DoorDash, actually an Uber Eats driver, and I was kind of curious. And as I was packing stuff, putting the stuff away. So I was trying to do two things at the same time and not offend anybody. So, and usually what happens, I offend everybody. So I apologize to everybody involved. So anyway, hopefully I get to see him again and explain, and then so anyway, on to the customer we go. See you in a little bit.
Yes, I understand. No worries. We're going to work on fixing this issue from our end.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for being a Platinum Dasher, and thank you so much for contacting VIP Dasher support. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That bug's been a problem since I started DoorDashing 4 months ago. Now, I'm a retired software developer. I know this is an issue they should know about, but if they haven't fixed it by now, they're never going to fix it. I kind of wish there's some videos out there that shows a few select DoorDash YouTubers were invited to come to San Francisco. Kind of wish I was there to give my perspective of the app from a software engineer perspective. So anyhow, I'm heading back to Cracker Barrel and see if I can get another order. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, I made it back to base and parked and just waited about 2 minutes, and then ding ding ding, got an order for Jersey Mike's. This is a small order, but it's not underwater. So on to Jersey Mike's we go, and then to the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that Jersey Mike's order over to a subdivision I've been to many times. It's near Jersey Mike's, but it's like several subdivisions, but they're all under one kind of design. They all look kind of related, and I think that any pool facilities and all shared by these subdivisions. It's pretty sprawled out, but they got single homes over here, and then over there they got smaller homes. They're real close to each other. This subdivision is similar to how my old subdivision looked like, but it's pretty, it's sprawling. I'm at least looking like 600 houses out here. So yeah, looks like they're burying internet cable or telephone cable for some of the houses here. They got work crews digging up holes and getting ready to bury the line, and so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So anyhow, well, I've got a little over 2 hours left in the dash. No, over an hour and 15 minutes left in the dash. Ending my dash at 3. So back to Cracker Barrel base and wait for another order. See if we get one soon. See you in a little bit. Well, went back to base, and things kind of died. Been here almost 40 minutes, and I got just under an hour left in my dash, and I'm picking up a Buffalo Wild Wings. It's $9 and 12 miles. And I I know it's a little underwater, and I'm going up to Lincoln, but, you know, shoot, you know, I'm not getting anything right now. So, I'll hopefully get this, and hopefully maybe get one more after this, and that'll probably be the end of my dash. So, anyway, things could change to the positive or negative. So, anyway, I'm here at Buffalo. See you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that Buffalo Wild Wings order. App is bugged. It hasn't fully mapped out this neighborhood, and it stops and says I'm here while the house is still 20 houses down the road. So I had to use another app. I had to use Apple Maps to take me to the rest of the way, and sure enough, there it was. And the picture in the app, DoorDash app, matched the door. So now I've got 15 minutes left. I'm way ahead in Lincoln, but I did pick up a small, slightly underwater shop and deliver pickup for Dollar General out here, and this will be my last order of the day. And since I'm already out here, and it's just very small, it's like $5 something for 6 miles. Something small, so I'll take care of this, and then we'll end it then. So anyway, on to Dollar General, and then the customer after that. See you in a little bit. Well, just delivered that Dollar General. Real easy. In fact, well, let me back up. Excuse me. It was not a Dollar General, it was a Dollar General market. That's the first time I've ever been to a market. So it looks like to me it's about the same size as a regular Dollar General, but it just offers more food stuff and less other stuff. That's what it looks like to me. So yeah, and they just wanted one item, just a case of water. That's all they wanted, and they were nearby. In fact, this is a neighborhood that I've been to many times. In fact, if y'all remember one of the deliveries I had, I delivered one roll of electric tape from Home Depot, which is in Pell City, and drove it all the way up to this neighborhood in Lincoln, 12 miles, 12, 15 miles, something like that. So yeah, that was unique. But the gentleman I talked to, he owned a Mustang, and I had a good conversation with him. So it wasn't a total loss. I met an interesting guy. So anyhow, so yeah, I'm done. It's starting to, well, here in Lincoln, the sky is starting to get clear. It's been slightly raining, just little drizzles here and there. So, and especially in Pell City, it started to drizzle, but it looks like it's going to clear up a little bit. So, anyway, I'm going to head back home. I've went into the dash. Not too bad. Taking that order out here, and then picking up the Dollar General. What was it? The Buffalo Wild Wings order, and then then picked up the Dollar General. So in total, it came out to be pretty good. So anyway, a guy just pulled out in front of me. So go ahead and head home, and then give a brief summary of what the lunch dash is. So we will see you in a little bit. Whew, I finally made it home. Yeah, it's been a long day. It's starting to rain, and so I'm glad I made it back home. So as for the lunch dash, I made $52.03. Had several offers that I think I declined a couple on offers for a total dash time of 4 hours and 4 minutes. So, so yeah, this is it for me this week. I'm not going to do anything tomorrow. I'm going to try to spark Sunday and only Sunday. And this coming Monday, I'm not going to do anything. I got some errands I got to do most of the day. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with this adventure. This was a little slow. Especially for a Friday. Usually I've had some back-to-back orders. But no, there were some times where it was like, 10, 15, 20 minutes in between orders. So I hope you liked it. Please select like if you liked the video. And if you enjoy what you're seeing with my channel, I urge you to subscribe to it and help me build it. So yeah, that's we're gonna call it for today. And then I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and then we will see you later. Bye.